We're here to talk about today the Wells Fargo Red, White, and Blue event presented by AT&T, and it is in our 17th year here in the city of Greenville. This is our premier 4th of July event, and it draws upwards, I think in excess of 50,000 people from across the upstate, really and beyond, to beautiful, award-winning, and historic downtown Greenville, South Carolina. And I want to take a moment and talk about each of our sponsors, because as you know, public-private partnerships in the city, it's just part of our DNA, and it allows us to provide these type of events. And so our sponsors are very important to us. As I mentioned earlier, our title sponsor is Wells Fargo. Our presenting sponsor is AT&T. Our media sponsors are Clear Channel 92.5 WESC and My 102.5. Our fireworks sponsor is Bon Secours St. Francis Health System. Our sponsor for volunteers is Michelin. Our stage sponsor is Pepsi. I'll talk about our stages here again in a moment. Our Kids Zone sponsor is Zaxby's. And then we have several other additional sponsors that are also very important to us. Budweiser, Jo-Ann Fabric and Craft Stores, WYFF4, the Greenville Journal, Penske Truck Rental, FET, Larkins on the River, the Community Foundation of Greenville, and Ubi. I mentioned a minute ago our title sponsor being Wells Fargo. We are very fortunate not only to have Wells Fargo in our community, but we're so appreciative of what they do for our community and how they partner with the city on special events. And just to give you an idea of why having Wells Fargo as our title sponsor is so important to us is because, as you know, our events we have downtown are free, they're family-oriented, family-focused, and if you've been down here also know they're very well attended, and something we're also very proud of, they're very high-quality events. So without any further ado, I want to introduce Brian Rogers, who is Executive Senior Vice President at Wells Fargo. Brian.
Good morning. I am Brian Rogers. It is my pleasure to live in Greenville and work in Greenville as Market President for Wells Fargo. At Wells Fargo, we have a belief that if we do what's right for our customers and our communities, that business will prosper. So on the community front, last year, Wells Fargo is one of the top 10 nationwide givers corporately, gave over $315 million. Boiling that down to South Carolina, over $3 million to almost 400 organizations, such as the City of Greenville and the Red, White, and Blue Festival this weekend, or this Thursday night. On the customer front, our almost 6,000 employees in South Carolina continue to lead the way in lending to businesses, consumers, and mortgages, and bringing advanced technologies to our communities to serve. So we invite you to stop by any of our 150 stores across the state or our 320 ATMs. And once again, it's our extreme pleasure to be a partner to the City of Greenville with this year's Red, White, and Blue Festival. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brian. And thanks again for what Wells Fargo does for our community. Now, to provide you just a few additional details about the event, as Brian mentioned, the event is obviously on July 4th. It is this coming Thursday. It is a rain or shine event, and if we do have some inclement weather, thunderstorms, we'll try to get the information out about the event as early as we possibly can. But just to give you some idea, similar to in the past, but also we have a few different wrinkles this year. But we have a full night of great entertainment. I mentioned children's events. We have a lot of children's events. Have a lot of live musical entertainment. Obviously, all your favorite 4th of July foods. And of course, the main event, which is fireworks. The fireworks are scheduled for 9:45. They are presented by Bon Secours St. Francis Health System. Also, 92.5 WESC is also providing a simulcast titled A Salute to America. That will begin at 8 o'clock and will last until 10. The The staff tells me that the best place for viewing fireworks would be on Main Street between Court Street and Camperdown. The bridge over the river is very, very popular every year. It's a great place to see the fireworks. I mentioned live musical entertainment. We actually have 2 stages. The Pepsi stage is located at Main and Camperdown Way. It will feature the Buchanan Boys and Bryson Jennings. And then in the Peace Center Amphitheater, we'll once again have the 246th Army Band. Mentioned our presenting sponsor a few minutes ago, AT&T. Jim Evers is here representing AT&T. Once again, Jim, I want to thank you and thank AT&T for what you do and how you partner with the city. And you guys have been a sponsor with us from the very beginning, and we've been doing this 17 years, so you guys have participated with us for a long time, so thank you once again. And as far as information goes, which I think a lot of people are very, very curious about, and it's very important information for everybody to know, is traffic. But one thing I'll say before we get to talking about traffic is obviously public safety is incredibly important, and public safety is kind of a bedrock of everything that we build upon here in the city of Greenville. So here to talk about public safety and talk about the traffic plan for getting people in and out safely is Chief Will Fong and Lieutenant Joe Browning.
Good morning. One of the features that we have after the fireworks ends is we have everybody that comes down over about a 4 to 5 hour period all want to go home at the same time. So every year we do an analysis of our traffic plan that we have in place. We've made a few changes this year. Lieutenant Browning's going to go in full detail of the changes that we've made. The thing that we want to emphasize, please, is that after you leave the fireworks is have a little patience. There is no shortcut that's secret that you're going to be able to find. If you follow the traffic flow plan that we have in place, we're going to try to get you out and get you to your whereabouts or where you want to go after the festivities as quickly as we can. So I'm going to have Lieutenant Joe Browning go through the traffic plan in detail. Lieutenant.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, with the beginning of the 4th, we will have officers on site starting as early as 7:30 in the morning to help with the build out for the festival. Additional officers will be arriving in the afternoon, somewhere around 4:30 or so, to help people get to those parking locations for the event. We will be staffing those locations throughout the evening. Basically, if you come anytime up till about the beginning of the fireworks, say 9:45, you should have easy access to parking and to the event site itself. Please plan to be in downtown and at your location prior to 9:45 to make it easier for you to have those locations, because beginning at the firework period, we will be looking at closing off the left-hand turns that go into downtown to make it easier for us to get all the folks out at the end. We'll be coning off those turn bays. We'll be routing traffic at the end of the event onto our major thoroughfares. So Academy, Church, and Augusta are going to be your primary exits from the city. We'll have officers staffing all of those locations, trying to move that traffic out as expeditiously as we possibly can. Make sure you plan where you're going to park before you come downtown, and think about how you're going to leave downtown when you're choosing that location. Certainly, if you keep that in mind, it will make it much easier for you to leave the city. Keep in mind, much like a large football game, we're going to be moving the traffic as quickly as possible at those major thoroughfares. You may not be able to turn on the streets that you would normally choose if you were coming out of downtown on a regular day. So keep in mind, if you're planning on going out, say Wade Hampton, toward 291, toward Church Street, out toward Augusta Street or out Augusta, keep in mind of other ways that you can reach your location, such as Augusta, Ferris, things of that nature. Just be very aware of your situation and plan ahead. It'll make things much easier for you. Also, like every other year, be aware there's numerous officers out there directing traffic. Certainly we'll all be out there with marked cars, vests, very visible. Make sure you respect those officers and listen to what they're trying to tell you. Our goal is to move you as quickly as possible out of the city, and certainly if you follow their directions, it will make things much easier for everyone. Thank you.
Also want to say a special thank you to our Public Works staff, Mike Murphy, Director of Public Works. They augment the city police department with helping get folks in and out of the garages, so special thanks to our Public Works employees as well. And then one more plug I want to put in is I want to say special thanks to our city's public information and special event staff. They are the best in the business, and they do a great job running these events. So I want to thank Angie Prosser and all her team for doing such a fantastic job with these events. And then, as they always remind me to remind you, you can always check out the latest on city events at events.greenvillesc.gov, or you can check us out on Facebook, and I think we're on Twitter as well.